See ya.
You too. So, look, there's a lot of picks and a lot of reaction, but here's what stood out to me immediately. Donald Trump has nominated so far 3 House Republicans, and the key word here is House. Republicans, according to DDHQ right now, only have 219 seats. You need 218 to have the House. They might get to 220, 221, maybe 222. What's Donald Trump thinking? Because this is the slimmest of margins, and he's either at the line or over it right now, Sean.
Well, just one clarification for you. So when you take a House member out, that seat becomes vacant and the threshold lowers, right? So right now, 218 is the number because it assumes a full House at 435.
Right.
If that number drops to 432, which it would, then the majority number drops to 216. So it's a little bit of a math game that they've got to play as they go down what the new threshold is, right? The difference between the House and the Senate, the governors can appoint someone immediately, like the next day. The House, no matter what state you live in or how red the seat is, there still has to be, a call for a special election. Then usually it's a few weeks at least before that election will take place.
The point is, though, that they're playing with that line, right?
Right. So I think now we've got 3 down: Gaetz, Waltz, and Stefanik. That's probably as far as you can go. Maybe 1 or 2 more, but you're starting to play with fire, and that should be concerning.
Matt Gaetz. Lightning rod within the Republican Party and outside of it. There are folks who love Matt Gaetz. There are folks who hate Matt Gaetz. I'm not going to go there with you, Sean. The question rather is, does Donald Trump believe at this point in time that there's going to be a confirmation process in the Senate? Because he floated this idea a couple days ago about recess appointments. Yeah. And the Gaetz confirmation hearing, if it were to happen, would be an absolute circus. So I wonder if he even believes that there's going to be confirmation hearings at all.
Maybe not. Yeah, they could recess appointment him right away, right? I will say this, you will have the deputy attorney general is the real powerhouse there, and I'm not undermining the attorney general, but I mean, you will have an issue. We did this last time. While Jeff Sessions waited for his confirmation hearing, they appointed someone it ended up being actually one of the U.S. attorneys that became the acting attorney general for a while. So he may give it a few days, see if that happens, and then recess appoint him at his first thing. But I'll say this, I co-host a meeting every morning on my YouTube channel called The Morning Meeting. And I said this morning, if you were shocked or surprised by the appointment of Pete Hegseth last night as Secretary of Defense, buckle up, baby, because we got a lot more coming your way. And I think the policies, the people, and the process are going to take Washington by storm.
So, and just to be clear, recess appointments are when basically the Senate's not in session and you're allowed to nominate people forward, essentially skipping the process, just for our audience at home. Sean, let me leave you with this. Your article in thehill.com today, advice for the next press secretary. You obviously were Donald Trump's first press secretary, and that decision hasn't been announced yet. It's a very big job, as I know, and you know more than I ever will. It's also an important job because Donald Trump, as you know, is the star. He's the executive producer. He's the main character. But at least in the beginning of the administration, it's also going to be one of the biggest faces of the Trump administration. What did you mean in your article, and who do you think is going to be the Sean Spicer 2.0?
Yeah. Hopefully, no one has to suffer that. I mean, I think part of the reason I put the op-ed out there on the Hill, and it's on all my social media feeds, is lessons learned, things that I wish I had done differently or known at the beginning of my tenure. Look, he's already announced the Deputy Chief of Staff for Communications, Taylor Budowich. He's a strong hand that understands messaging, and so he'll continue to build this out. But part of the things that I wanted to do was get some ideas out into the bloodstream, notably that, like, you should shake things up. The old briefing room setup isn't how you necessarily have to play by those rules. The Biden administration kicked 400 independent journalists out when it pulled their hard passes. I think an immediate step is to restore them, right? Get more journalists in there. Get independent journalists in there. Get long-form podcasters in there.
Pull passes, though, Sean, I mean, that gets into a dicey territory, as you know, once you start getting into pulling passes.
No. They did it. My tenure, I actually opened up. I didn't reject a single person who applied for a hard pass. What the Biden administration did under Karine Jean-Pierre, she pulled 400 hard passes of independent journalism.
Sean, I
think they should restore.
Okay, I got to run real quick, but give me a name. Do you have a sense of who gets the gig?
I guess we're out of time, huh?
We'll leave it there, Sean Smith. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.